new residents of Fulton Prison won't be kept here against their will. Instead, this is where they'll come to learn the skills to keep them out of jail.
Closing prisons, what do you do with them? Our idea was that it could still be used for the same population after prison. I think it's the first time that anybody's recommissioned a decommissioned prison for something like this.
The Bronx is one of the poorest districts in the United States. High numbers of its residents go to prison, and when they come home, they return to New York's most depressed job market.
I was going around robbing intensely.
Jonathan Harris is on parole after serving time for robbery. He says for many former inmates, it's a daily challenge just to stay on the right side of the law.
The main thing is when you come out of prison, you want to make some type of money and get back on your feet. With the Bronx, it's very hard because there's not too many opportunities out here. Some people don't want to open their mind to things, so they go back to doing the things they did to get them in prison or doing worse.
The idea is people are re-entering the Bronx from jail. What do they need? Well, we're going to have some housing, some transitional housing, so that people that don't have a place to go will be able to go someplace. And then we'll be working with them to get trained for jobs and then placed in jobs. The ideal circumstance would be for us to do some work with them while they're still in, and then be a sort of a warm handoff so that when they come out, they're coming to people that they know in a place that they already have confidence will be able to provide services for them.
Here on Rikers Island, New York's main jail complex, the Osborne Association is already working with the Department of Correction to prepare young offenders for their eventual return to the community. Classes like these try to equip inmates with the life skills needed to function on the outside and to address relentlessly high rates of recidivism.
So they offer an internship, which if they feel like I'm enthusiastic about the internship and I do what I really have to do, they could offer me a job. If I could have a job, then sorry to say, I don't have to go out there stealing to provide for me and my family.
We don't want them to come back. We don't want them to grow up in this system. We don't want to see you as an adult. We want to let this be a benchmark in your life where it stops.
I've been doing carpentry for like the past year so far.
Back in the South Bronx, Jonathan Harris is working towards becoming a carpenter's apprentice. But he says many of the other young men he was incarcerated with on Rikers Island have ended up back in jail.
It's killing us. It's taking our lives. We're incarcerated from our children, our families. I actually left the streets behind me because it's not benefiting me. What are the streets doing for me? What are we getting out of the hood? With the hood don't love us, but we love it so much that we can't let it go.
You know, it's a massive issue, but the reality is that if people are able to stay connected to their families and find adequate housing and work, all of those things produce lower recidivism rates. So I think we're doing things that are likely to make our participants much less likely to go back to prison.